If you're a man who's ambitious but stuck in life, who wants more for themselves but just can't seem to get over that plateau, this video is for you because I'm going to show you exactly how I use the Kingdom Fit system and the True Warrior mindset to overcome all the obstacles in my life. How I went from being weak, lazy, undisciplined to a man who walks with power, who walks with confidence, who walks with the strength of Christ, right? I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and how you can do it too. So let's get right into it.
All right, how I went from weak, lazy, and undisciplined to walking as a man with confidence, purpose, and power. What you can see right here is my 3.5 year transformation. On the left, you can see me skinny, out of shape, lost in life, no purpose. This is me on the right. This was about 3 months ago, by the beginning of the year, in the best shape of my life, sense of direction, purpose. I'm feeling the most mentally aligned that I ever been in my life. And I have just been able to fully turn my life around. I'm going to show you exactly how I did it and the exact steps that I used for myself and for my clients to completely transform our lives. All right, this was me at rock bottom. This was the phase of my life where I was completely lost. I was drinking, I was in bad environments. As you can see right here, I didn't really had any sense of purpose in my life. I ate like garbage and I was skipping the gym. I always found excuses on why I can't go to the gym. I didn't have any structure or discipline, and I was also in a toxic relationship that was draining the hell out of me. But there was a breaking point, right? And this was the point where I just realized enough is enough. Something has to change in my life, right? Which you can see on the left. This was me. I was completely depressed. By that time, I was living with my parents. I was around 16 years old, still in high school. And this time was tough because I was just constantly surrounded by other people that were draining me. And I didn't know what I wanted to do in life. I was lazy, right? Eating junk food all day. And I was fed up being average. By that time, also my girl left me, right? Got my heart broken. This was the toughest time of my life, right? I felt empty, lost. And I just wanted purpose in life. I just wanted to become a man that actually wakes up with a purpose, right? And by that time, I didn't have a relationship with Christ. This was a hard time for me because I was just constantly chasing pleasure. I was constantly choosing the things that feel good in the moment, right? But that was exactly why I was stuck. So I focused on building the foundation, right? I gave my life to Jesus last year in April. This was the best decision of my life. As you can see right here on the left, this day was so special and I will always remember that day, right? And I went even hard in the gym. I was going to the gym for about 3 years, but when I started, I still had the same bad habits. I was still drinking and I was simply just wasting my time in the gym, right? So I started to take my health seriously, but the right way. I was focusing on building good habits and erasing the bad ones. And I made sure that I was showing up every single day, regardless of my feelings. Regardless of if my flesh told me that it's okay to be comfortable, I was not listening to my flesh and I was just focusing on becoming one step better every single day. Right? So in this video, I want to break down the Kingdom Fit system. So you may ask yourself, what is the Kingdom Fit system? Right? I know how it feels to be ambitious and hungry for more, but not knowing how to actually take action. Right? I know that because I've been that guy waiting around each day until you felt motivated. And then after a day or two, right back to being lazy, right? You feel stuck in your life and in the gym and you just want to be a better man. You're tired of being average. And this is exactly why I built a proven system that involves discipline and consistency so that you aren't hoping around every single day, just waiting for motivation that will fade away, but you're living every day with a purpose to tap into your God-given potential, right? That's why I created the Kingdom Fit system. All right, so who is this for, right? This is for you if you're lost in life and you're just trying to find your purpose, right? Maybe you're trying to grow closer to God, or you're just trying to become more disciplined. You're trying to find out what God really has in store for your life, right? You know that you were made for more, but right now you feel stuck in the same cycles, physically, mentally, or spiritually, right? You just want direction, you want clarity, and you want to feel like your life is aligned with God's true calling. You don't want to drift through the same empty days anymore. This is also for you if you need someone to hold you accountable, right? Maybe you've tried doing it alone. You've tried starting on Monday. You've made promises to yourself you didn't keep. What you need now is someone who won't let you fall back into comfort. Someone who will be ruthlessly honest with you and tell you exactly what you need to hear. Someone who will check on you, challenge you, and push you every single week. This is also for you if you're coachable and you're willing to put in the work. This is not for quitters. This is not for guys who are just looking for shortcuts. This is for men who are willing to be taught, corrected, and guided. Because this is the only way how you're going to be able to grow, right? Men who are serious about discipline, growth, and transformation. If you can show up with humility and hunger, you will drive in the Kingdom Fit system, right? If you're stuck and you don't have a game plan, this is also for you. If you want to build muscle, you want to strengthen your faith, you want to level up in every single area of your life, but you don't know where to start. If you're looking for a structured blueprint, not only when it comes to your training, nutrition, and mindset, but also your spiritual foundation, this is for you, right? No more guessing, no more wandering, just straight structure. Okay, so who is this not for? This is not for men who are looking for shortcuts or overnight results, right? If you just want a quick fix, a magic workout, or a 30-day miracle transformation, this is not for you. The Kingdom Fit system is about discipline, consistency, and long-term change. This is not about some cheap hacks. It's about sustaining that long-term, right? Because the best things in life, they take the most time. This is also not for men who refuse to be held accountable. If you get defensive when someone checks you, if you hate being challenged, if you make excuses instead of progress, then this program won't work for you, right? Because accountability is the backbone of Kingdom Fit. If you aren't willing to be coached, if you think you already know everything, if you can't take correction, if you're not willing to learn, adapt, or trust the process, this is not your environment. Because growth requires humility. This is not for men who make excuses more than they take action, right? If you blame your schedule, your past, your emotions, or your circumstances for why you can't change, this is definitely not the place for you. Kingdom Fit is for men who take ownership, not men who stay in victim mode. If you are not serious about transforming your life, this is also not for you. If you're just here for some hype instead of discipline, if you just want motivation but not real structure, if you want to feel better but you don't want to actually be better, Kingdom Fit is not your home. All right, so up next, I'm going to show you the different pillars that the Kingdom Fit system actually contains. I'm going to show you exactly how my clients were able to achieve great results using them, right? So when I talk about becoming unstoppable, I'm not referring to motivation or hype. I'm talking about a lifestyle, a standard, a conviction, right? And it's the way I eat, the way I train, the way I wake up, the way I move. Everything I do is intentional now, because the man who lives without intention becomes a slave to his emotions. I know that because I've been that guy. I've been that guy who was living for pleasure. I've been that guy who was just living to feel good, but I was lacking purpose, right? And that's why I created the Kingdom Mindset, right? The Kingdom Mindset is something I live by every single day. It's a discipline to get up every single day and keep moving forward regardless of my circumstances or situation. When you fall, stumble, or fail at something, you always have two choices. Choice number one is you're going to give up because you failed once and you stay in the exact same place you're at for the rest of your life. Or what you can do is you get up and keep trying harder and harder every day until you tap into the potential that God has given you, right? And I created the Kingdom Mindset because throughout my life, I learned not to let failure dictate my life. Failure is just a part of the process, right? I refuse to give up no matter how many times I fail. No matter how many times I lose, I will win because I'm strengthened by Christ and He has already won. The Kingdom Mindset is a lifestyle, and I'm going to show you what it consists and how it has actually changed my life, right? So the first thing we're going to talk about is how the Kingdom Fit system has helped me in my fitness, right? We're going to talk about the Kingdom training, and this is mainly focused on pushing past your limits. I stopped viewing the gym as a place to just please others, but as a place where I can push myself past the limits. I was able to be consistent every single day because I lifted with a purpose and not with pride. No matter how many days I went and didn't see the body I wanted, I kept going because I knew one day I would. And over a matter of 3 months of straight consistency and discipline, I started to build the body I've always dreamed of. Now, the next part that is very, very important is recovery, right? This is the kingdom recovery. And this is mainly where we're going to focus about disciplining our flesh, right? When you're living the kingdom lifestyle, you have to be getting in the correct amount of macros every single day. That's non-negotiable. And if you want to get up every day and have maximum effort and energy, you have to fuel your body correctly. There's no other way around it. Our body is a temple that God has given us. And if we are feeding it junk, we will get junk results, right? So God doesn't reward comfort. He rewards constant discipline, right? So you need to start fueling for purpose and not for pleasure, right? And this is how you're going to have a lot more energy to actually show up every single day, right? So the Kingdom Fit system hasn't only helped me with fitness, but also in my life and my walk with Christ, right? So I was able to become a disciplined man that lives with structure, order, and intention, right? And the truth is, you can't be unstoppable if you don't have structure, order, or intention. If you always live for pleasure, you always listen to your emotions, and there's no structure behind it, it's impossible for you to make long-lasting progress because you don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the strength of your system. And this is something that I had to learn the hard way because I always thought I can work my way around it. I thought I can just do whatever I want to do and still get to my goals, but that was not the case. So I have built out the perfect blueprint to become a man who walks in purpose and not pleasure, who walks in confidence and not anxiety, who can say no to temporary satisfaction for long-term success, right? It's all about long-term thinking. That is why you make the sacrifices today. And I will show you exactly how to structure your life so you can find out exactly what God called you to do. Using the Kingdom Fit system, I also became way more disciplined in my faith, and I was able to become the man that God called me to be. Right? Using the kingdom mindset, I was able to deepen my faith of Christ and really become the man of God that I always aspired to be. And it wasn't by opening up my Bible once a day and praying before bed that I became disciplined in my faith. But it was by relentlessly chasing after the Lord, no matter how many times I had fell short of His glory. I showed up to my Bible and to God day in and day out, pushing past the mental limits I had on myself, the same way I pushed myself in the gym, right? And it started to be less about sinning and more about chasing after the Lord, chasing after His truth, right? And just learning His word and allowing it to lead me every single day. So I was focused on building the foundation of becoming a true warrior of God, right? And that comes down to mastering your mindset. Because the thing is, most men lose the battle in their mind long before they ever lift weight, long before they ever chase a dream or step into their calling. They already told themselves that they're not capable of doing it. And that's why they never even start in the first place. They kill their own potential with one phrase, saying, I can't. But a man with the kingdom mindset rejects that lie. Because we just have to look what scripture says, right? And it says, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. This isn't about motivation. This is truth. So God already equipped you with strength, discipline, and purpose. Your mindset is what needs to catch up. And in the Kingdom Fit community, I'll show you exactly how to break the mental patterns that are keeping you stuck in your losing mindset. I'll show you how to build a winning mentality, right? How to train your mind the same way you train your body. How to move forward even when you don't feel like it. How to move with purpose and not emotion. And how to trust God's plan even when you can't see it. Even when you're going through the fire, I'll show you how to be a man that walks by faith. Up next, we're going to talk about disciplining your flesh. The thing is, the truth is most men are stuck in life not because they're bad people, but because they're controlled by their flesh, their urges, their impulse, their emotions, their comfort. They choose what feels good over what builds them, right? And they chase pleasure instead of purpose. And every time they do, they drift further from the man God called them to be. But a man with the kingdom mindset lives differently. He understands that the flesh is loud, but the spirit is stronger. Let's just take a look at what scripture says. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. Matthew 26:44. Weak flesh is normal, but surrendering to it is optional, right? So God calls you to discipline your body, your desires, and your habits so your spirit can lead your life and not your temptations. So in the Kingdom Fit community, I'll show you exactly how to break the habits and addictions that are keeping you spiritually and physically weak. I'm going to show you how to develop discipline to say no to your flesh, to your urges, and yes to your calling. You will learn how to build routines that strengthen your spirit through consistency, how to train your body as an act of obedience and not emotion, and how to build the resilience to endure discomfort without folding. I'm also going to help you build out a customized workout plan because I know how hard it is to walk into a gym and want to get bigger and stronger, but have no idea what to do. This was me 3.5 years ago when I started my fitness journey. I had no plan what to do, and I was watching a bunch of different random videos, but that wasn't helping at all, right? And that's why I built you a custom workout plan based on your desired goal. I will help you become both bigger and stronger while perfecting your form and showing you the proper way to build strength and muscle. I'll track every workout on an app so that we can go over the progress every week to see if anything needs to be adjusted or added. This way we can make sure progress is guaranteed. You'll be organized and have a structured workout plan so that your workouts and split aren't thrown together in 5 minutes and are all over the place. Up next, I'm also going to help you build a customized meal plan. Personally, I know the struggles of not knowing how to eat properly when it comes to actually getting bigger. I always had the struggle to put on size. Me as a skinny kid, when I started my fitness journey, I had no plan on how to actually eat effectively. For most of my life, before I started taking fitness seriously, I never organized my meals and I just ate whatever I found. And this is the truth with many men today, who just either don't have time to cook or don't know how or what to cook. So in my program, I will build you out a customized meal plan. I will provide you meals that are proven to build muscle and strength and tailored to the foods you enjoy eating. Because it's not about completely restricting yourself. You can still have a life and get in amazing shape. I will measure out how many calories and grams of protein, carbs, fats you should be eating per day, which must be tracked every single day in the app provided, right? And this way, you're not going to have sloppy and unorganized eating anymore, and you will learn how to become disciplined in every way possible when it comes to your diet. You will also have full accountability from me directly and full access to the community. Let's be honest, the hardest part of becoming a new man is holding yourself accountable. It's something that took me years to learn, to really have that self-accountability and just being super critical with myself. In the Kingdom Fit community, I'm huge on accountability, and I will always tell you nothing but the truth because I wish someone would have done that for me when I was stuck, right? And I want to see you become the best version of yourself possible, so I won't be afraid to let you know the truth and push you past your limits and excuses. Because having that coach in your corner that's guiding you and leading you along the way is how you win the war, having someone to guide you when you're lost. And they will be by your side when you fall, right? They will help you get back up. So what you will have in the Kingdom Fit community is 24/7 access, and call me whenever you are struggling or you need any guidance. You'll also have an accountability app. This is where we will track all of your metrics, right? We'll track certain habits, we'll track your sleep. Everything will be measured correctly. You'll also have weekly check-in calls, one group call every single Wednesday with all of the members inside of Kingdom Fit. And every Sunday, you're going to have a one-on-one check-in call with me. This is basically just to review the week, to analyze it, and to make adjustments for the new week, right? And you're also going to have just a brother in Christ who will always push you to be better. I will personally hold you accountable so you can really step into the man that God called you to be, right? Without negotiating with yourself, without choosing the easy path, but I will show you what it takes to become that man. And so all of that is great, but let's just see what some of my clients were able to achieve. Let's be real for a second. The hardest part of becoming the man you know you're capable of being isn't the workouts, it's not the diet, it's holding yourself accountable when no one is watching, right? And that's the piece where most guys struggle with. And it's exactly why most men will never achieve their transformation. But inside the Kingdom Fit community, accountability is not optional. It's the standard. Everybody that joins the community will be held accountable from day one. Because I know firsthand what it feels like to be stuck. just spinning your wheels, trying everything, but never fully breaking through, right? And I refuse to let you stay there. So let me show you what's possible when you finally have the right system and the right guidance, right? The first example that we have is my guy Bissam, as you can see here. So the first example that we have is my guy Bissam on the picture below. He dropped over 11 pounds in just a little bit under 3 months. And that wasn't by guessing. It wasn't by starving, but it was by following a structured plan and staying consistent. And then we have my guy Damien, as you can see right here. He was new to the gym, so he needed the right structure and the accountability to actually make the progress, right? And he went the other direction and he gained 10 pounds in a little bit under 3 months. Now he's building real size and strength the right way. These are two completely different goals, but it's one system that delivers results. Because when you have someone in your corner that's pushing you, guiding you, and holding you to a higher standard, that's when everything changes. And that's how you win, by being around other people that constantly keep you to the highest standard. If you're serious about your life and you really want to change, really want to become that man that you know you can be, hit the link in the description and book a call with me. I'm going to help you and we're going to figure it out together. Not just you on your own, but I'm going to help you to become the man that you know you're capable of being. I'm going to help you walk in discipline, walk in consistency, and be unstoppable so nothing is holding you back from becoming the best man possible. So hit that link in the description and let's make it happen. See you on the other side.